Greetings, my fellow knights. This is Pyro Knight 95, and today we are going to be playing Fire Emblem Heroes. I hope you all enjoyed your Black Fridays. I hope no one got too hurt out there with all the crazed lunatics trying to get their prices cut and everything. As we know, Black Friday is definitely the most important holiday over Thanksgiving. But, as I said, today we are going to be playing Fire Emblem Heroes. And what, pray tell, are we doing today? Well, we're going to be doing the Grand Hero Battle for Ambitious King Michalis on the infernal difficulty. But before we get into that, make sure to drop a like, comment, and maybe subscribe if you feel so inclined to do so. As you know, first off, we're going to start by tackling our team and what their purposes are in this Grand Hero Battle. Keep in mind, most of these builds aren't complete yet, but they worked for this Grand Hero Battle for me. So first off, in the spot, we have Minerva fighting her brother, who, in the first Fire Emblem game, as well as its remake, Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, kind of went a bit like loony with power. So we have Minerva wielding pretty much her standard kit, save for, I believe, Fortified Flyers is one that I added on manually, and the Attack Smoke 3 Sacred Seal. She's pretty standard, I believe. I forgot what her boons and banes were because I got her a while back and only have now just been starting to improve her. But yeah, she does really well. She's gonna plug a couple of areas, even though her defensive stats aren't too great. She does good enough with the added speed and attack to help either block off or just plug areas where our other units would not work at all. And plus, I think it's just fitting to have Minerva in this Grand Hero Battle. I mean, it is Michalis. Otherwise, I could just spring for Ike. I mean, not Ike. Oh my god, I ruined the surprise. But Marth. Second, we have the second member of the Neo White Wings, Cherchi, who's, if you didn't know, her mount is named Minerva. I like messing around with Cherchi. She doesn't have the S support, but she's someone who I hope to give it to at some point, especially since I'm not done with her build. I kind of want to give her the Brave Axe Plus. And then I don't know if I'll keep Fury 3 or get Fury 3 and keep it. I want to change Ardent Sacrifice maybe to like reposition or swap or something like that. But yeah, we have the Lilith Floaty just for the memes because I don't like Xander. So when I got the Summer Xander, I just took it off of him instead of giving Infantry Pulse to someone more useful. We have the Ardent Sacrifice, Bonfire to take advantage of that sick 34 defense and give her an extra 17 set damage with Bonfire. Fury 2, boost up all her stats, save for HP plus 2. She takes 4 damage for her, though. Normally she has Brash Assault on to kinda benefit from that, but whatever. She has Axe Breaker 2, because when I was first testing this out, it was mostly used to kind of flatten Michalis or keep him in place so he couldn't double and kill her in one go. And Fortified Defense 3, which is used for Ike during this. Panic Ploy 2 doesn't really have much of a purpose, although it does help when we chip down a bit of the other flyers later on. Then we have the future Queen of Zofia coming to stop a threat before it can rise, and I forgot what their continent was called. I feel so bad because I love Fire Emblem, but I can't remember what the continent from Marth's games are called. But I'll remember it later, I swear. Here we have Ragnarok, which is like very powerful, as you can tell, 14. But it also gives her boost to speed and attack. Ardent Sacrifice, that one, I forgot why I had that. I think it was during a Tempest trial. Moonbow, which I'm probably going to replace with Draconic Aura at some point. Life and Death 2, which hopefully I can get Life and Death 3 from like a 5-star Hana, or maybe if I draw another Minerva. Renewal 3 for that sick HP so we can get her back up to full health of 35 so we can maximize damage with Ragnarok yet again. And then Threaten Res 3 to lower her opponent's defense by 5 whenever they're within 2 spaces. The Speed plus 1 isn't really necessary because her job, plain and simple, is to just flatten Michalis. Like, Celica doesn't really have a point in this Grand Hero Battle aside from being the defensive Queen of Zofia and stomping out a threat before it could come to her land. So Michalis just gets flattened by her. And our final member here is Ike. Good Lord Ike. And so we got his This is like pretty much standard kit. Aside from, I believe, reposition and threaten speed. I need another threaten speed or threaten speed 3. The attack +1, this here, is pivotal. He needs that to one round the sword flyer who comes on the left side of the map, as well as just basically staying alive. So now that we've covered who we've got on our team here, let's get into the map. As you can see, I've already beaten it. Just testing out the build. I fight so that Macedon will one day conquer the world. I will eliminate all who stand in my way. So basically, again, let me mess with the combat animations because, you know, training tower. So basically, we're gonna move Ike over here first. Okay, so our first step is to move everyone within the start of the range, or like the start of the map. Turn 1 is like mostly used for setup, so you don't really need to fret over it too much. Alright, so now that we're here and everyone's set up, we can move Ike right here with that +4 defense buff from Cherchi. We can pretty much end turn. They're going to get their flyer buffs, and this sword flyer is going to go in for Ike. Luckily, with the attack +1 seal, he one rounds that flyer now. As you can see, he just got debuffed from Ike's threatened speed, but that doesn't matter because Ike is not going to be fighting him, because if he does, oh boy, Ike kind of gets utterly pounded. Like I said, Celica's one true purpose here is to roast Michalis' ass with the Ragnarok. And so she does, with like relative ease, honestly. When I first put Celica on this team, I was considering putting Tharja on, but I don't think Tharja had the speed necessary to double Michalis. And I know that sounds strange, but I ended up getting the worst roll with the 5-star Tharja, and she was minus speed. But that's fine. So now we're just going to put Cherchi here. We're going to have Cherchi block off Celica. And then we're going to have Ike pull in right there, so that everyone's essentially blocked in together and end the turn. Now this might look extremely dangerous, and trust me, it is. But Cherchi, with the flyer buffs from 4 to 5 flyers, is just tanky enough to be able to handle the sword flyer here. Now, with as strange as this sound, we're gonna have Cherchi finish off this sword flyer, because Bonfire just gives her 17 damage, which puts her over enough to killing the sword flyer. Now that with that done, we're gonna have Minerva pull over right here and not attack him, just stay there. We don't need any unnecessary kills. Now, when I was testing this out before, I didn't know if Ike could, like, if I placed Ike there, would he kill the sword cav? He probably will, but, like, I'm too much of a coward to do that. So I'm just gonna have him sit still and wait. Plus, if I do that, if I keep him in place, we kind of have the threatened speed buffs, or debuffs, still applying there. So as you see, Minerva is still just taking damage and you're debuffing everybody here with the threatened speed, or attack smoke set 3, debuffing lance fighter. Now this is the easiest part of it, because from here you just kind of watch everything end. So Ike comes down here, and using the power of his father, Grail, he just murders this sword cav, thanks to Ether plus Heavy Blade and Swordbreaker. He just kind of does it in. Then we can have Cherchi come over here, pick up this kill. And then all that's left is having Minerva finish off this lance fighter, but as you can see, she doesn't do that on her own. Luckily, we don't have to worry about any damage-based specials from this lance flyer, because they just have Pavis. So it just lessens the damage. But again, not much of a threat at all. And then finally, we can just have Cherchi of the Neo White Wings come in and finish up the job with her floaty. And that is how I handled the Michalis Grand Hero Battle. In total, it took me about, I want to say it took me like 5 tries to formulate a strategy. I tried using the White Wings or flyer emblem that everyone else has been doing, but it just didn't work for me. My flyers aren't that good aside from like Cherokee, and Cherokee's not even that good, even though I want her to be. But yeah, that's how I handled it. And as you know, until the king summons us again, keep those flames burning, my faithful knights.